All right. So since many people don't want to speak on it, a lot of guys especially don't want to talk about it. But a lot of us, to be honest, suffer from daddy issues. The absence of our fathers have ultimately destroyed our upbringing and destroyed our way of living. It's hard for us. It's difficult. Some people found a way, but daddy issues is real. People only hear it for girls and stuff, but that shit is a lot of men also suffer from daddy issues. Nobody wants to speak on that. And I say this because obviously I'm speaking on personal experience, but also a lot of dudes don't know how to cope with their own mistakes. They don't know how to cope with failure. They don't know how to cope with life. And they don't have that one person to look up to show them the ropes. It's difficult as it is already because life is hard. Life is difficult as hell. So not having that person to guide you makes it all even more difficult. But that's what makes the story more beautiful too. If you're able to tell the story, because not many people are able to tell the story. They never get the chance, but they might get the chance, but they're never aware. And I don't blame them for that either, because life is hard. Like I said, we don't know what they go through. Everybody hurts different. But with that said, it's difficult for a dude that grew up without a pops, that grew up without somebody to look up to at least. It's we always strive to find that one person, and we might have friends, we might have people that tell us certain things on how to do certain shit, but we never listen to them because we don't have that connection. We always like, oh, I'll do it myself. I'll do this. I'll find out the hard way. Not consciously thinking that, but like our subconscious is like, I don't trust you. Why would I listen to you? And most of our lives, we go through that and we have to suffer the consequences because that's our way of thinking. We don't have that person to look up to that told us what to do in life. So what I say for us men to do is really find yourself, isolate yourself, read, do things that will try to better yourself and try to learn more about yourself. Try to find the root of the problem. I mean, the root of the problem may be the absence of your father. Don't get me wrong, but there might be other stuff too that tie into that as to why you're being the way you are. So don't be too hard on yourself either. Before I used to, man, and I still am from time to time. I'm still working. I'm a work in progress myself. But I be hard as hell on myself, man. And sometimes you gotta chill out because it just makes it a whole lot worse. But we learning. I think the best way is to really just isolate yourself and just try to find your own path to success. People try to copy other people. People try to mirror certain things. For me, at least, it didn't. That wasn't helping. I still don't know what the hell I want to do in my life. To be honest with you, I I signed up for classes. I've done this. I've done that, and it was just because I wanted to make my mama proud. But deep down inside, it was like I don't want to do this shit. I feel like I have a different calling in this world, and it may come off as me just being lazy, but I I didn't feel right doing anything I wanted to do because I felt like I was doing it for the sake of acceptance. I wanted to be accepted by everybody else. It's it didn't feel right to me. So now I'm doing this and I'm speaking on my behalf because my experiences has taught me things that can provide better long-term relationship with myself. It could better my intuition. It could better my knowledge. It could enhance what I want to become in this world. It could help me to become a better person. I'm over here saying all this other shit. I could have just said that. But yeah, life is hard, man. Back to the daddy issues. People don't speak on it because as a dude, it's like nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about how they got daddy issues. How their father's absence is the reason why they are the way they are. Nobody want to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? We mask our emotions because that's what we're supposed to do, in my opinion, at least. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to show nobody that I'm hurt. Like, what the type of shit is that? But we as men is like, we gotta keep our face up. We gotta understand that life is hard. We gotta acknowledge it. We can't fight against it. We gotta welcome it in a weird way, right? And and understand that, like I said, life is hard, but we're here to provide. We're here to show people that we are who we say we are. There's no lying when it comes to being a man. You can't lie. You can't image. You can't portray an image of somebody because somebody's gonna notice. Somebody could look deep inside your soul and realize you're not who you say you are. It's weird. It's a sixth sense. Call it whatever. But I know for me, there's certain times where I see people and I'm just like, he a little off or she a little off, and that might come off as judging. You right? And because at the end of the day, I don't really know the person, but then sooner or later, time tells. It shows me. I see based on their actions the type of person they are, and I'm like, oh, you see, my intuition just told me what type of person they were, and it might have came off as judging, but in reality, it was just a sign for me to step back. But I think judging is when you apply what you thought and bring it out into the world, and you apply it and make assumptions off of it. It might have been judging in my head, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so people could notice that when you're not who you say you are. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to everybody else and be yourself. That's the most gangster shit you could possibly do. Be yourself. Try every day to be better and be a good person. Be honest. I think in order for you to be a good person, you got to be honest. There's no pretending to be a good person, because I feel like if you pretend or try to image what it is to be good, that's just trying to that's like manipulation. You're just trying to find a way to crack the code, but that's not how you crack the code. Cracking the code is by knowing yourself and knowing the truth to yourself and understanding your worth and finding acceptance with who you are. That's cracking the code. Don't be like everybody else, man. Be yourself. We are all unique. Be yourself. Find yourself first and then be yourself. You can't be yourself unless you find yourself. But make the most out of it. Learn to laugh, have fun with life. We all have daddy issues. We all have, well, not all of us, but a lot of us have daddy issues. A lot of us have problems in general. But that just makes the story better. We want an interesting story at the end of the day, but here's the caveat. You got to be able to tell your story, right? So not many people are able to tell their story, and God forbid something ever happens to somebody. I want to be able to tell my story. I want to be able to say that I did this, I've been through all of this, and show people that it's possible, because it is all about a challenge. It's all about a test to be able to pass. We stepping over obstacles each and every day, and that's what makes us better. We got to compete with ourselves, shed new skin, compete with our past, because we know we could attain a better future if we work on the present moment. So be you, love yourself, stop worrying about daddy issues, know yourself, find yourself. If you have to isolate yourself, bro. Don't listen to nobody. Don't If you notice that your friends, your family, anybody is distracting you from trying to do what you got to do, cut those people off, man. As hard as it sounds, is you got to do it, bro. You have to. I'm telling you, you have to. But yeah, with that said, love yourself, be yourself, and stay beautiful, everybody. Y'all all got beautiful souls. Remember that. And we all human at the end of the day. Remember that. Be aware of your mistakes, but understand that mistakes happen. Learn from them. They're not a failure. What's that saying? The past, don't look at your past. It was a life lesson, not a life sentence. Something along those lines. But y'all know what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, y'all have a nice one, all right? Y'all be easy.